Hello, my name is Henrik Foreus and I am the project lead and lead designer on Crusader Kings II. And today I was going to talk about units and how they are raised and how they work in the game. Now Crusader Kings II is a medieval strategy game, and in medieval times countries didn't have a standing army. They had levies which they raised from various holdings, and the holdings were obliged to provide a certain levy which they raised in times of war. So, for example, a city might provide a couple of hundred pikemen, and a castle or a baron might provide some knights and some heavy infantry and so on. The problem with raising these levies is that troops cost money. They need to eat, they need to be supplied and so on. So when they're in the field, they cost a lot of money. And this is not a problem if you raise your levies from your own territory, because as long as you can pay for them, everything is fine. However, if you raise your vassals' levies, they pay for their troops, which they don't like doing. So if you use them for too long, they might get a little bit upset. And you don't want upset vassals because they're unruly. Not only will they revolt against you, but they might actually provide you with less troops than they have to. So, you expect 1,000 men from the Earl of Essex, and he might only send the village idiot and his donkey, essentially. Another neat thing about the units is that you can actually see when they're on the map where they're from, because they'll be wearing the colors and the tabard of their lord. So, if you raise them from a certain county, they will be wearing the colors of that count. You'll still see that you control them, of course, but it's a nice touch. Other units in the game are mercenaries. You can recruit mercenary companies. These are historical mercenary companies that actually existed. Companies like the Company of the Hat, or the Great Company, or the Company of the Rose. Most of them were active in northern Italy, but they can be hired by any Christian, essentially. Of course, the Muslims have their own set of mercenaries, and the Orthodox too. The last kind of troop you can hire is the Holy Orders. You have the Knights Templar, the Knights of St. John, and other Holy Orders. They're really good, well equipped and so on, but you have to be very pious in order to raise these troops. And of course, they will not fight other Christians, so they're kind of limited in their use.